And finally, we have ShopRagHouse with Bridget.
Hi everybody, my name is Bridget Hilton, and along with Joanna Flores, I'm one of the co-founders of ShopRagHouse.com. I've just watching all the presentations decided that we're a lot more fashion than we are tech, so bear with me. So first slide. So judging from the name, I don't think it's very intuitive what we do. So this was a problem that Joanna and I saw in the fashion industry. We thought that for too long there were gatekeepers. Anna Wintour was telling you what colors were fresh and hot for spring, and you would then only be able to find those colors everywhere from Prada down to the Gap. This spring it's yellow. Like everywhere you go, all you can buy is yellow shorts. And we love Anna Wintour. I think she's brilliant, she's fabulous. I subscribe every mode. I'm a little bit sad maybe, but I do. But I also think that I know what looks good on me and what features I want the clothing that I wear. So that's where the idea of ShopRagHouse came up. So we brand ourselves. We brand ourselves as the place where Project Runway meets Kickstarter. Do people in this room watch Project Runway? Sort of a funny question. Yay! Thank you. It's way better than The Walking Dead if you don't watch it. Like, get on it. I'm just kidding. But it's really good. Basically what happens is that aspiring designers are able to put their work in front of fashion industry insiders, and they tell them, oh, we like that, we don't like that. And the big prize is that you get your design sold in stores. I think they have a deal with Macy's or something like that. We're a little bit different, but we do like that competition element that they have on Project Runway. So what we do is that we allow users to design items of clothing. As you can see, this first dress was entered into competition. It actually won the very first competition that we have on the site. I'm wearing it today. Our members vote, they chose this dress. And then we make them into samples. And when a sample gets enough pledges to buy it, we produce it and ship it. We don't produce anything that's not pre-ordered, so the cost of doing business for us is pretty low because the money's already in the door before we do it. That's the Kickstarter side of things for us. And of course the designers get a cut of the profits, otherwise we wouldn't be in business if we wanted to do business with us. Next slide, please. So this was just a fun little activity. This was our second competition that we hosted on the site, and just out of curiosity we wanted to see what people in this room thought women between the ages of 16 and 45 would want to wear. So do people think that they wanted to wear 1, 2, or 3? If you thought it was 1, can you just give me a quick hand raise? 2 votes for number 1. Number 2. A couple votes for 2. 3. All right, you guys are being shy, that's fine. I know this is not where you guys specialize, it's not a big deal. But number 1 was actually the winner. And so, so for the designer for number 1, it's actually this really cool thing that's going to happen now. We're working now on getting the pattern made. She's going to have her design produced, samples are going to be made, people are going to be buying it, and we're now starting to do the process of talking to boutiques in Boston and Cambridge, and hopefully one day we'll be in Bloomingdale's and Saks and all those wonderful places. And her dress is going to be sold all over the country and hopefully all over the world. What's even more exciting about that is that our designers come from all over the world. One of our biggest fans on Twitter is actually this 16-year-old from the Philippines, and he is just obsessed with fashion, and he had no idea how to turn that obsession into something that might be profitable for him, whether as a hobby, and hopefully if we're really good at this, as a career. So we can go to the next slide now. Thanks. So we've had some buzz so far, and we're really proud of that. We're starting to sort of reach out to media to get the word out, because as much as we need designers, we also need people to vote in all the competitions, more than the people in this room were willing to vote in the one that we had tonight. Last slide. You can connect with us in a variety of ways. We're all over every social media platform. We just joined Instagram today, and we're about to join Vine, and then I think we're literally everywhere. So please connect with us. Even if it's not you, if you have a wife or a girlfriend or a friend or a sister, hopefully you don't have a wife and a girlfriend, but a wife and a girlfriend, or someone who might be interested in ShopRagHouse, please help us spread the word. I brought little cards today that you can hand out to everyone. I just wanted to add one last thing. We are not tech people. My business partner and I went to law school together. We skipped class a lot and looked at fashion magazines. 60 seconds, gotcha. But no, I'm just kidding. We went to class all the time. I got my degree, I passed the bar, I worked in New York. And I was very frustrated because no women's suits have functional pockets. And you guys probably can't relate to that because they make men's clothing with pockets, right? You need a place to put your wallet and your car keys. And that for us became this obsession with this idea that the fashion industry is a little bit tone deaf to the things that women and hopefully one day men and children want in the clothing that they wear. So that's really the heart and soul of ShopRagHouse. We want to make it a democracy. We want to make it as open to as many people as possible. You know, even if you don't wear dresses and you want to say, I think my wife would look great in that, we'd love your vote. I was going to show you the website, but it looks like we're out of time. So as you can see, we built it ourselves. So it's not 100% where we want it to be. We're still looking for some, you know, to update the way that we do the voting on the site and things like that. So if anyone's interested, please talk to me. We're still growing, and hopefully we'll have enough funding soon to be able to hire someone to do that for us. Does anyone have any questions? Yeah, we do have a Google Plus. It's not up there, but we do have one. I can only fit so much on the slide. Yeah?
So right now, the biggest thing you need are users and financial backers.
Financial backers, I think, is number one, but I think every startup founder would say that. We are getting users slowly but surely. We're in the hundreds. I mean, there's people who are visiting the site and, you know, talking to us.
And do you have the connections with those big stores like the Macy's and the Holy Grails that these designers are looking for?
We don't have it yet. Right now, everything's done through our site, and we're hoping to grow to that. You know, a thing that we always say at these presentations is, right now we're just doing dresses. We're working now on bikinis. We're working on ties. If you guys want us to make a sandwich, I have mayonnaise in the back. I will host a competition, and we can find the best sandwich together, and we'll push it into Subway, whatever you want to do. So, yeah, you know, it's going to take us some time to build out to those things, and we're working on it, but step by step. Yeah?
These designers found the voice of local we found through just putting a lot of stuff on social media. Is that what you're saying? That's your main?
Yep, social media is like the heart and soul of how we've found most people. There's been a little bit of word of mouth. We used to have a refer a friend thing, but those are really expensive, and the return wasn't really as much there for us. So we do a lot of social media. Our Facebook page, people can actually vote on the site. They can also vote on all of our social media. So if you're an Instagram person, you can vote in the competitions on Instagram or Pinterest or, you know, whatever social media outlet that you prefer to use. So, yep.
Can you give us an idea as to the supply chain as to when you actually make the decision to source it and ship it and sell it?
Yeah, so it depends on each item. So, for example, this dress retails for $150, and we knew that the production minimum was based on how much this fabric cost. It's actually on clearance now, the fabric. So we can now have that minimum be lower than it was before for it to make sense. So it's very much item specific.
So does
how
a
many
human
we
make
sell.
those decisions?
We make them, yeah. We don't have a. We went to law school. Are there any other questions? Yeah.
So how long does the design last on you, or how long does the contest last on the website? Is if let's say I'm a designer, I put up something, right, and then 2 years later, finally I got enough, then
So you can keep an item in competition as long as you want to. That's up to you. And we'll make it as soon as it gets enough steam behind it. We will make it. But the competitions are much shorter than that. So that for the second competition for that cream color dress was only a week, because that dress was, the differences between the dresses was very small. So we have the next competition that we're going to host has, I think, about 15 dresses in it. So it'll probably be a little bit longer. It might be 2 weeks or 4 weeks or something like that. We're not quite sure yet. So it depends, but that's just the first step. So the process is slow. If you're looking for something to wear on Friday night, we're probably not where you're going to go. You have to be someone who's really excited about being involved in the fashion process and who thinks that, yeah, I have something to say about fashion. Why is it my opinion count? My dresses should have pockets, goddammit. Then you're going to come to us. Anybody else? Okay.
How
All
do you,
done?
no, I'm
Oh,
asking a
yes,
question.
question.
How do you count the votes if they're spread across different sites?
I'm sorry?
How do you count the votes if they're spread across
We count
different
them
sites?
ourselves. So it takes a little bit of time, and we have like a cutoff point. It's Eastern Standard Time, and all the votes that are in all the social medias before that time get counted. We actually had a problem with the white dress because we didn't turn off comments, so people have still been voting on it, but their votes don't count because the competition closed however long ago. Anyone else? So as I said, I do have a bunch of little cards, so if anyone thinks they know someone that'd be interested, please talk to me afterwards. If you're like a tech person, you're like, I could make your site awesome, please come talk to me. If you have $100,000 and you want to give it to me, I'm not going to say no.
Join Boston New Technology Meetup, sponsor an event or venue, present your idea, and attend to network with Boston's brightest. Details are at www.bostonnewtech.org and in the video description.